If I could go back and talk to a younger version of myself, there are 3 decisions I would stop immediately. Not because they failed overnight, but more because they put everything I had worked for at risk. Most businesses don't collapse from one big mistake. It's a series of small ones that they bleed out and that go unchecked. So that was me. On the outside, things look good, work's coming in, I have people working, trucks, and a lot of momentum. But underneath all that momentum, there were decisions and ways of operating that I didn't quite fully understand yet. And some of this stuff can cost you financially, your reputation, the stability of your business and your life, and of course your future. The first mistake that people make is trusting the wrong people. Early on, I believe trust was automatic. If someone showed up early, talked confidently, were likable, said they were all in, I assumed that we agreed and were aligned. That assumption almost ruined everything, because here's what I didn't understand back then. Alignment isn't about effort or something inside of your head you think that they understand. It's about, on paper, clarifying what's important, and that can be the values that each person is going to stick by, especially under pressure. I trusted energy instead of evidence. And when pressure showed up, deadlines, accountability, money, misalignment revealed itself real quickly. Decisions were made without me. Conversations got vague. Responsibility got avoided, and it cost me. Not just financially, but mentally, because once trust breaks, focus breaks, and when focus breaks, everything starts to slow down. Here's the filter I use today. Before I trust anyone in business, partner, contractor, client, I ask myself 3 questions. Number 1, how do they handle accountability? Do they own their mistakes? Because mistakes are going to get made. Or do they explain them away and make excuses? Number 2, what happens when money is involved? Do things get clear with them? Are they more vague? Do they know how to talk about financial responsibility? Number 3, how do they act under stress? Because pressure is going to be there at some point. And I believe it makes character and it can reveal it. So how do they act under pressure? Back then, I did not have this filter. So now, as I'm looking at potential partners, clients, contractors, and all that, I use these filters to determine if they're a good partner moving forward. Because trust is built in phases, and I believe that it takes time to build a strong relationship, and it's not something that necessarily is strongest at the beginning. Not understanding the flow of money and where your money goes is one of the most dangerous things you can do in business. And you can see the money coming in and it looks good because your revenue is going up, but what is the cost of that revenue going up? And if you don't understand your cash flow and you don't understand your margins, how much is coming in as well as how much is going out, then you're not going to know really what you're making. So at the beginning, I wasn't prepared for maybe some slower months or from some other things that I might want to put my money into at some point. And there's nights when you don't know your numbers, you can't function. It's hard to get sleep. It's stressful. And it's not just because I wasn't working hard, it's because I didn't know if I was actually safe or actually making money or actually losing money. It's because I just didn't know. And so that's one of the worst places you can be. It just affects everything. And so it's really important to dive into these areas that you're unsure of so that you can put like a face to the name kind of thing. You can understand what is not understood. That's going to give you the power to put your head on the pillow at night and get some rest. Here are 2 rules I live by now. Rule number 1, profit on paper is not money in the bank. If you don't know what's left after all your expenses, you're guessing. Rule number 2, if one slow month would sink you, you're overextended. Growth without structure is risk in disguise. Back then, I learned this under pressure. Now I address it before it even shows up, or I would advise you to. The third mistake would be saying yes to everything. I thought that saying yes meant growth. Every job, every request, every opportunity, and just chasing work in every direction. And slowly, I burned myself out, and not because I was lazy, but because I just wasn't aligned. And you're going to be much more effective if your effort is directed instead of all over the place. Before I say yes to work now, I ask myself 3 things. Does this move me closer to the business I want, my future projects, and where I want to go with my career and my business? Or is it just keeping me busy? Does this align with my standards? Is this up to par with what I determine my standard? And 3, would I still say yes to this if I wasn't stressed about the money? If the answer is no, that's a bad yes. Not all money is good money, and some yeses will delay your future. Here's what nobody will tell you. Mistakes don't just test strategy, they test your character. So they force you to choose. They force you to make a decision, to choose responsibility or not, or make excuses. Growth or denial. Are you going to pretend it's not happening, or are you going to take this moment as a learning lesson and grow? And you have to look yourself in the mirror and admit that some of the damage, if not all of it, came from your own decisions. Have that accountability. And that moment didn't weaken me, it sharpened me. And so it's like, good, I'm glad I had to go through that, because it made me who I am. And now I've gone through that and I'm stronger for it. If you're a homeowner watching this, don't rush your decisions. Ask better questions. Ask the right questions. And remember that confidence without a structure is a red flag. And if you're a contractor or a business owner, being busy doesn't mean you're winning. Protect your name, protect your finances, protect your energy. Those things will determine how long you last and how much enjoyment you get out of it. If this helped you see things differently, like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Someone else needs to hear this before it costs them. Here's the truth I wish I learned sooner. You don't build legacy by avoiding mistakes. You build it by learning from them and teaching others before they make the same ones. If this story saved you pain, time, money, then it's already done its job.